press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
Okay students, welcome back. For today we'll have a discussion related to, or we'll study about kinematic equations, that is for all uniform accelerated bodies, right. What are kinematic equations we are having? Kinematic equations to solve certain problems for bodies moving with uniform acceleration, certain equations are required. So, we will derive those equations for today. In the previous session, when we have discussed about acceleration, I given one equation there, v equals to u plus at. I told we have to derive those equations in the later sessions, I told you. So, graphically we need to derive that. This is very important for your 5 marks 5 marks theory question. It is going to be so important. Listen carefully. So, like before going for this derivation, I will just take a small introduction. Like, let us say I am going to consider a body whose initial velocity is u. Initial velocity means at the starting point its speed is u and it is uniformly accelerating with an acceleration of a. What is the uniform acceleration with which it is moving? A. I suppose to say its velocity is v when it has travelled for a time of t seconds, and by the time it travelled a distance of s. What is the distance it has travelled is s, or displacement, whatever it may be. In straight line if it travels, distance and displacement are same, in the same direction if it is travelling, keep it in mind. So, now displacement is s during an interval of time t seconds in which a body started its motion with uniform speed, started with a velocity u and attained a velocity v if it has been accelerated with an acceleration a. I have correlated all the parameters here u, v, a, s and t. In this chapter we have to study in depth about this particular parameters what I have mentioned on the board now. What are those parameters there? Initial velocity, final velocity, acceleration, displacement and time. Initial velocity, body started with initial velocity u, accelerated uniformly with an acceleration a and attained a velocity v after travelling a displacement of s in a time of t seconds. So, this is all about we have to study. So, the equations among them, how you can find, for example, if they are given velocity, right, how you need to find the time taken. If they are given initial velocity and final velocity, what is the time taken, or what is the acceleration, or what is displacement. So, kind of equations we have to study. Basic definitions, what are all you have studied till now are up to certain extent. Now, you have to correlate all those what we have studied, like speed, distance, velocity, acceleration, time, path length, everything we have to correlate one to the other. That is what we have to study. See, for any kind of motion, if you want to study about any kind of motion, certain equations are necessary. Okay. So, I will just give an example even. In simple way of learning, or in simple way of talking for limited extent, right? Limited extent means what? A body travelled for 10 meters in a time of 2 seconds. What will be its speed? Means 10 by 2 directly I can speak out. Okay. But any kind of motion, right? You can't do like that, or you can't predict it. I will just give a realistic example. See here. A realistic example like, like launching of rocket, everyone, right? I hope everyone has seen that, or somewhere in television you might have watched when that launch of the rocket, when it has been taken place, right? The people will be telling every time like they'll be announcing for every certain time, like for every 5 minutes or 10 minutes or regularly they will be saying, so it has attained so and so altitude, so and so speed. Rocket is at altitude of 15,000 kilometers or 10,000 kilometers and it is having this so and so speed. It has been attained so and so acceleration into so and so region. It has been everything. They used to sit in front of a monitor or a computer and they used to say all those values over there. How can they say all those values? I told just an example like 10 meters in 1 second means velocity is 10 meters per second, easily we can say. But a person, anyone going behind a tape and they are going to find out what is the distance traveled, so and so time taken or so and so like that. No, it's not. It's impossible to do all such meaningless things, isn't it? We can't go and count what distance it traveled and what time it has taken, so what is the distance by time or so and so. That is so foolish. So to study all such a type of things, we are studying about that motion of the rocket. So there is a constant equation for that particular motion. An equation to be written, just putting some values into that equation, right? We need to obtain so and so parameters, just like I told you, u, v, a, s and t. Initial velocity, acceleration, final velocity, displacement, time. If you obtain relation among all those, if you obtain an equation related to those parameters, and if you put some values over there, if ultimately you need to get the final value. Like, I want to find final velocity. Just form an equation for with all the known parameters, like initial velocity if it is known, after certain time you know, what is the acceleration if you know. So by knowing all those parameters, you have to find out an unknown parameter. This is the curse what is the need for writing an equation. We are going to derive this equation. So what is the need for deriving that equation is this what. Any kind of motion you take. In the beginning of this chapter, I have not mentioned. Once again, I'll just take 2 minutes of time before going for the derivation. I'll just mention what is the need, what actually we are talking something straight line motion you are saying. And next we are going to supposed to see plane. The two examples I have given. For a body which is moving in a straight line, right? And which is moving only along x-axis, I told you. Plane means starting from one corner of the board to other corner of the board. If it is doing plane, I told. In space in 3 dimension means. So like an housefly when it is flying from somewhere from corner to in front of you, that is in 3 dimensions it has travelled, 3-dimensional motion it is. Instead of that, different types of motions we can find out. Circular motion. Circular motion means if I am going to take a small stone and I am going to connect it to a thread, I am going to hold it and the stone I am going to leave. And if I am going to whirl that in vertical circle, if you whirl that in vertical circle, right, that is circular motion, or you can whirl in horizontal circle also, horizontal circular motion it is, right? A car continuously moving in the circular path, circular motion it is, that is a kind of motion. You can't say it as a straight line motion there, it is circular motion. Similarly, different types of motions you can see. To and fro motion if I am going to have, like a simple pendulum arrangement, if I am going to take, hope you are all aware of what you mean by a simple pendulum. A thread which is fixed at this point and a small bob of mass, certain mass is going to be connected here and I am going to displace it by certain angle, and if I am going to leave it, what happens? It start to oscillate to and fro. That is to and fro motion. It is oscillatory motion. Once again, a type of motion it is. Oscillatory motion. These are all different types of motions. When I am speaking, right, molecules here in this, you are audible in the sense, whenever I am going to speak, molecules here, they will start to vibrate or oscillate. Right, so that is wave motion we used to say. When I am going to drop a small stone into water which is at rest, stagnant water, and I am going to drop a small stone, you can see ripples of water on that. Once again, a wave motion it is. Okay, so which type of motion? Wave motion. To and fro, oscillatory motion, right? Particle moving in circle, circular motion. And if it is moving in a straight line path, rectilinear motion. These are all different types of motions what we have to study. Right, in your first year itself, you are going to study all these different types of motion. For every type of motion you are going to study, we have to derive an equation for that particular motion. Need for deriving an equation is just to analyze its motion. What analysis you are going to do? Analysis of that motion means after some time where that particle is, it is moving, we are saying it is moving in straight line, I am telling. After a time of 10 seconds, where the particle is, where it is moving, 10 seconds or after 10 seconds, it is a 10 meter marker, 20 meter marker, where it is exactly. We need to find it out. For that, an equation is necessary. Need for writing an equation for motion of a body. I told you different types of motions. All these you are going to study. I am going to throw a stone into air. That is a projectile. In next chapter we will study. I am going to throw a stone into air. I want to analyze of that particular motion, analyze that particular, if I give some small 10 meter per second velocity here, how it is going to move? This is very basics. Need. Simply we need not to just learn, copy the equations and put it into your book. Need or cause or use for those equations what it is. If you know that part, then it is easier for you to remember. You know that you can analyze those equations, or you can think like for so and so cos or so and so re's we are studying this, then it will be interesting to learn everything. Okay, so there's a use or need of writing the equations for any kind of particular motion. I told you different types of motions, like straight line, it may be circular motion also. You can write one certain equation every time. We can write, you can put into an equation, you can find out oscillatory motion or to and fro motion. I told you, right? Simple harmonic, it is simple harmonic motion. For that also you have to write an equation. Wave motion, right? So for all these kinds of motion, equations are very essential. So in that course we are going to derive equations. Now they are kinematic equations. Make the heading as kinematic equations. Kinematic equations, and that too we are going to derive these equations graphically. Graphical representation or graphical treatment for kinematic equations, we wish to say. What these kinematic equations are, I will derive them, we will see how we have to write for it. So for that, first I am going to take, and we are going to derive these equations graphically. Graphically we are going to derive these equations. Not only graphically, in all other ways we can derive, like just taking a small equation like v equals to u plus at, what we have studied at the time of defining acceleration, right? Using that analytically also we can study. Analytically means taking one equation, substituting one into the other. That is analytical treatment for equations of motion, how we have to derive. One more is the calculus method. Calculus means differentiation and integration we have to do and we have to solve. If I start now, that it is so early for you, will definitely I am going to give that somewhere at the end of the sessions or some competitive part when we are discussing. Apart from that, we will study this all for your PU, whatever it is, board exam perspective, whatever it is. This is an important 5-mark question. Remember, all the equations what we are going to derive, you have to learn with. And the first equation which we need to derive is to derive v equals to u plus at. So this equation first we have to derive here. To derive v equals to u plus at. So for this, for any derivation, you have to write some basic things in the beginning, like consider a body initially moving with a speed u, right? And it is moving with uniform acceleration a. Let v be the velocity it attained in a time of t seconds. This initial basic you have to write. I can't write everything it on the board. It will be given in your material, but you have to remember. Or if you write after this class, if you want to make a note or notes of that completely for the derivation, you can do that part, do that for your part. So like every time when you supposed to write a derivation, definitely some initial assumptions of that derivation what you are going to do, 100% you have to make it. Then only the derivation will be valuable. I can't write everything, each and everything over here on the board now. I am telling you, recalling. I am going to consider a body which is starting with uniform velocity u and moving with uniform acceleration a, and it travelled for a time of t seconds such that it attained a velocity v. This terminology only you can write, not a problem. Now I am going to plot a graph for its particular motion. I will write velocity time graph. This is velocity and this is time. Vt graph I have taken for such type of motion. What is that? Vt graph for a body which is moving with uniform acceleration. We have studied already how to plot the graph, right? And this is one such kind. Why I have drawn not from origin, instead of from O, I have drawn from this point. Reason is, it is having uniform velocity already. If it is starting from rest, if it starts from rest for example, means its initial velocity will be 0. I can take from here. But I am taking that it is starting from a velocity of u. How much is the velocity at this point? U. Let me mark this point as some a. Okay. And now after certain time, let's say its velocity bv. How much is the velocity it has attained after a time of t seconds? V. This was the time t seconds I will say at this instant. What is the velocity it has attained during this time? V I will say. What is the velocity attained during this time? V. So look at this geometry of this diagram what I am going to write. So this is A and this is B, and I will mention this point as some C, and this is D. See, A, B, C and D, 4 points I have marked on this graph. So firstly, to derive this equation, first equation, what is that? V equals to what? U plus AT. I am going to find the slope of this graph. What you will get? Slope of this graph means from here to here only, na? So what is this change? Can you tell me now? How much is this change? Delta V, change in velocity. Delta V only, na? Change in velocity is how much here now? This final minus initial only, na? How much it is? V minus U. That is change in velocity. And what is change in time taken during this interval? This is t minus 0. Delta t, it will be equals to what? T. Now, while deriving this relation, firstly, considering this first equation, right, I will write like slope of the given graph. Slope of graph gives, what does the slope of velocity time graph gives? We have already studied. Slope of velocity time graph gives acceleration, right? Slope equals to acceleration. Slope will be equals to what here? Acceleration. How to find slope? Delta V divided by delta t. That means slope is nothing but what? Delta V divided by delta t. I told you slope is nothing but acceleration. Acceleration is represented with the letter A equals to, here what is delta V value? V minus U. This is V minus U. And what is delta t value? T. This is divided by t. Up to here only the derivation part. Remaining is mathematically we have to obtain at the final value. See what you will write? From this equation I can write V minus U equals to what? AT, or the value of V equals to U plus AT. This is the equation which you have to remember. See, we have derived simple relation. What is that? V equals to U plus AT. This we have derived by graphical method. See, once again I will recall. I have considered initially a body starting with velocity u and moved with uniform acceleration a from point A to B for a time of t seconds, in which it attained a velocity of v. Okay. So from this we are going to find this relation v equals to u plus at. We have to derive that equation. How we have derived? I have considered the slope of this graph. What is the slope of this graph? Slope of this graph means AB only, not the straight line which we are having. For this we are going to find the slope. How to find the slope means, you know, slope of VT graph gives what? Acceleration. Or let me write that. Slope of velocity time graph gives acceleration. So that point you have to mention here while you are deriving. Slope of VT graph gives acceleration. Gives acceleration. That point you have to mention. When you are writing, you have to mention that point. Slope of VT graph gives what? Acceleration. Okay. The slope it will be equals to how much here means? Delta V by delta t we are aware. Slope equals to delta V by delta t. And you know acceleration is delta V by delta V minus U by t, and finally we will end up with this equation. This is the derivation for the first kinematic equation. What is that? V equals to U plus AT. Please make a note. So if they ask for 2 marks, obtain graphically this first kinematic equation. What is the first kinematic equation? Or they will give obtain graphically V equals to U plus AT, or derive graphically V equals to U plus AT. Then you have to derive this equation. Okay. Na? So next equation what we are having, that we have to study. So I will rub this. I hope you have written V equals to U plus AT. You can copy this one even. And next equation we have to derive is, to derive, you call this one as equation number 1. To derive SC equals to ut plus half AT square. To derive SC equals to ut plus half AT square. What is that? We will study. I will redraw this diagram somewhere this side. Same diagram only, from that only we have to derive. But I will take this way. Okay. The same diagram I have taken here as, I think this is O, A, this is B, this point as C, and this is d, and this time interval is t, and this value we have written it as what, delta v equals to what, u, and some more, we are not in need of this here now, we will see, and this value is how much, v, and this value is how much, u, velocity u, v, and particle has been moved from where to where, A to B, for a time of how much, t seconds. I will say that while writing this, you can say, you can mention a word here like, let's say body started with started with a velocity u, traveled for a time of t seconds and traveled a distance and covered a displacement of s in a time of t seconds, traveled for a time of t seconds and attained a displacement of s with uniform acceleration a, which it has been moved. Now, how to derive this equation? How to derive this equation graphically we will study. When we have written velocity time graph, one more point I made you to note there. I made you to note one more point there. What's the point we have written? This slope of VT graph gives acceleration, no doubt. But what does area under display velocity time graph gives? Area of VT graph gives displacement we have written. So that is a point, crucial point which you have to mention here. What is that? Area of VT graph gives displacement, area of VT graph gives what? Displacement. Okay, so how to find the area here? What is the area? This entire area we have to find out now. See, from here, this entire area under this graph. So how to find this area? See how it is looking like. You can you can convert this one as a rectangle and a triangle, or you can consider this entire, see, OABDO as one trapezium, you can say. You can take trapezium, area of trapezium you can write, or else if you want in simple way like, see, instead of having the difficulty in writing area of trapezium or anything, right, you can do one thing. This is a rectangle, you can say OACDO. See, OACD is a rectangle and ABC is a right angle triangle here. Two things you are going to get, geometry, OACD and ABC. Two things you are going to get, two geometrical shapes you are having. One is rectangle, the other one is what? Triangle. So area of this entire graph, in the sense, area of this rectangle plus area of this triangle you have to find. So how to find? I told you area gives what? Displacement. Okay. So therefore displacement I will say it as S, I will write in the bracket, displacement S. What is the area here? Displacement S. How to write down this area? Tell me now. Yes, it will be equals to, displacement equals to area of this triangle ABC, I will write here, area of triangle ABC plus area of rectangle OACD. Area of triangle is area of rectangle. What is that rectangle we have taken here? OACD, rectangle OACD, right? So how to find out? Yes, it will be equals to area of triangle ABC means what? Half into base into height. This is half into, what is base here? AC, into what is height here? Height means BC, remember this. Half into base into height plus area of this rectangle. What is that? OA into OD. OA into OD, or you can also write AC into CD also, anything you can mention. This is OA into OD. OA into OD. Now look about the lengths what we are having here. See, what is AC here? AC or OD, anything, it will be equals to how much, tell me? I will just write here somewhere, see, OA equals to OC equals to U, na, this length it is. This length is how much? OA and OC, it will be equals to what? U. Symbolically we have to represent. And this BC is nothing but what here, tell me? BC is nothing but OD minus CD. BC is nothing but BD minus CD. BD minus CD is nothing but what? V minus U it is. BC it will be equals to what? V minus U. And also CD value we have written, AO or CD is nothing but what? Or OA we have written. OA or OC it will be, it's not OC, DC. OA or it is nothing but DC. Both are same. DC it will be equals to what? U. Means this length is U and this length is what? V minus U. That's the meaning. Okay. And that's what you want, right? AC value we have written. What is the value of AC? Or this length we have not written, no. Here AC or it will be equals to OD. It will be equals to what? T. AC or OD. AC or OD. It will be equals to what? T. Substitute back all these parameters whatever which are known into these values now. So then what you will get? Displacement S it will be equals to, I'll write here, see, displacement S it will be equals to area of this triangle half into AC into BC we have written. Half into, what is the value of AC? AC value is nothing but T. Half into T into BC value is nothing but what, ma? BC is nothing but this one only, na? BC we have written it as V minus U. So this is V minus U plus, once again, OA into OD. What is OA? OA is U and OD is what? T. This is U into T. See carefully. Or rewriting this equation, how to write? S equals to UT plus, this is V minus U into T divided by 2, na? See, V minus U into T divided by 2. Earlier I called one equation as equation number 1. I have rubbed it here, but we have written, what is that? The previous derivation we have done. What is that? V minus U equals to, or V equals to U plus, but we know this value, but V equals to U plus AT. Okay. So V minus U equals to what? AT. From this, V minus U equals to AT. Substituting AT value into this equation, see, V minus U. In place of V minus U, I will substitute this equation now. Then S it will be equals to UT plus AT into T by 2. S equals to UT plus AT into T by 2. Or rewriting this equation, you will get S equals to UT plus half AT square. S equals to UT plus half AT square. See, we have derived the equation which we want. S equals to what? UT plus half AT square. So once again, small substitutions we made over here. Displacement is what? Area of, or if you find area of the trapezium, how to find area of the trapezium? Half into sum of parallel sides into distance between the parallel side. Sum of parallel sides means what? AO plus BD. AO plus BD into distance between the parallel sides means what? T. Even that also results in the same equation there. Area of rectangle OACD plus area of this triangle ABC. Area of this triangle ABC. Okay. So solving for this, and finally some substitution for all the known parameters. What are the known parameters here? AC, BC values are aware, and OA and OD values are also we are aware. Substituting back into this equation, we will end up with this equation here, and this equation should be changed again. We know already from the previous derivation we have done, right? What is that? V minus U is nothing but what? AT from this previous derivation, and from there we have written S equals to UT plus half AT square. So this is the final equation what we have derived with. See, when they ask you to derive this equation straight away, first you have to do the first derivation. What is that? V equals to U plus AT. First step we have done, right? That first equation we have derived. Directly you should not take this equation here when you are supposed to ask, or when you are asked to derive the equation S equals to UT plus half AT square. Then all of a sudden you should not write directly this one. First you have to derive the earlier equation. What is that? V equals to U plus AT. First you have to derive that. And then you have to write all these steps, and then we know, but we have written this one, no, V equals to U plus AT from 1 you mention here, like from equation number 1. Equation number 1 we have already derived. That derivation you have to do it, and then substitution of this into this value, and finally you will end up with this equation. This is all about deriving the two equations. What are the two equations we have derived? V equals to u plus at, and one more is what? S equals to ut plus half at square. Two equations we have derived. Now, the third equation we are having. The third equation is, we will see what is the third equation. The third equation V square equals to u square plus 2as. What is this equation? You have to study. What is that? How to study means? This can be brought once again, just a substitution into the two equations what you have studied. From one means first equation what we have derived is what? V equals to u plus at, and from 2 you mark what we have derived s equals to ut plus half at square, no, as second equation you mark it. From 2 you can write s equals to ut plus half at square, s equals to ut plus half at square. So now just a small substitution. See, in this equation is there any t term? No. T term should be eliminated here. You will end up with this equation. From these two, small manipulation. What is that? From this, t can be written as what? V minus u is nothing but at, na? Then t it will be equals to what? V minus u divided by a. Okay, na? T equals to what? V minus u divided by a. That t value substitute back into this equation. Then equation 2 becomes what? Then equation 2 becomes s equals to u into, in place of t, I will write v minus u divided by a. Okay, plus this is half into a into, this is v minus u divided by a whole square. See, once again rewriting this equation, what you will get? S equals to, this is u by a into v minus u, okay, plus here 1a it will get cancelled. My remaining is what? 1 by 2a is remaining here. A square and a they will get cancelled. Remaining is 1 by 2a into v minus u whole square. Okay. So you just cross multiply with all the terms, what you will get there now? What you will get? Implies s equals to, this is u into v. I hope it is visible. No. So finally, equation, see what I am going to write? S it will be equals to u into v. This is u into v minus u square. This is minus u square divided by a, plus this is v minus u whole square means v square plus u square minus 2 into u into v divided by 2a. Once again you just take the LCM as 2a and final simplifications here. Finally, I will write this one as 2a. This will become what now? 2u minus 2u square. 2u minus 2u square plus v square plus u square minus 2 into u into v divided by 2a. This is what s is. Or s it will be equals to, see, further simplification is 2 into u into v. Okay. What you will get? Plus u square minus u square. Here plus 2uv minus 2uv, they will get cancelled. These two they will get cancelled. And again v square plus u square minus u square minus 2u square means minus 2u square. Remaining terms I will write, see here, s equals to, this is v square is remaining, plus u square minus 2u square gives minus u square divided by 2a. Or v square equals to, see, v square minus u square equals to what? V square minus u square equals to 2 into a into s. V square minus u square equals to 2 into a into s. Or finally I can write v square equals to u square plus 2as. This is the final equation which you have to remember with. V square equals to what? U square plus 2as. So this is the final kinematic equation what you are having. See, we have just done some mathematical what do you say, mathematical manipulation in that known equations only we have changed, and finally we have rewritten into that equation. So if you observe these three kinematic equations here, all the relations are among initial velocity u, final velocity v, acceleration a, displacement s, and time t. In all these equations, one of the parameter is missing. What one of the parameter is missing? We will study like how to write the, what is the use of writing these equations. Now we will see. I told you right in the beginning of this session, what is the need in writing an equation, kinematic equation? I told you already. So now using that equations, whatever the result we got with this, right, by deriving the equations, whatever the equations we got, using those equations, how you can solve for, or how you need to find out various parameters using the equations what we have derived with, that we will study. Okay. So now, I will rewrite all the kinematic equations what you have derived, and we will see. First equation is what? V equals to u plus at. Second equation is what? S equals to ut plus half at square. S equals to ut plus half at square. The third equation is what? V square equals to u square plus 2as. Okay. So V equals to u plus at, S equals to ut plus half at square. The third equation is V square equals to u square plus 2as. How you need to make use of these three kinematic equations in different cases in order to obtain various parameters. So this now we got at some end product. This is very crucial. This is very important. And from here on only actual kinematics we are going to study with. Till now in all the past 3 sessions or 2 sessions what we have studied is all about the basics. Very basics like what do you mean by distance, displacement, definitions, all those. Without knowing all those, we can't come over here. So we have all learnt all those things. Using that, we have obtained certain equations now. Useful. Using these equations, what we have to do? What we have to do using these equations? Like, I'll just give an example. One more parameter also it has to be found. I'll tell you, I'll derive that relation also. Or let me derive that relation also, and then I will come back to this. What is that equation is? This is velocity attained in a time of t seconds. This is displacement attained in a time of t seconds. This is velocity attained in traveling a displacement of s. See, in all these cases, body has started with uniform velocity u. Started with initial velocity u. This is u represents what? Initial velocity. In all this, throughout the motion, it has been moved with uniform acceleration only. I told you, kinematics is all about the study of motion of a body is under uniform acceleration. Your body is moving with uniform acceleration. Acceleration is constant throughout the motion. By the time it attains some velocity v, travels some displacement s for a time of t seconds. Initial velocity is u, traveled a displacement s in a time of t seconds where it attained a velocity v. All these 5 parameters only, right? U, v, a, s and t. How you need to make use of this? Initial velocity, final velocity, acceleration, displacement, time. Study about this. It is just like a software which you have to install into your mind. What that software is, like with these parameters, how it is. We have to find out various values like, see, I need to make use of one of the parameters. They will give, initially body is moving with 2 meter per second, initial velocity is 2 meter per second, traveled with uniform acceleration of 4 meter per second square, then it traveled for a time of 10 seconds of time. Then what will be its velocity after 10 seconds of time, they will ask. Okay, so I told you very basically 10 meters traveled in 1 second means 10 meter per second velocity can be found easily. But Using all these, it accelerated even. Then you can't go manually like how much distance for some time or acceleration, all those. That's why we obtained this equation. What parameters they are given? U, right? This is acceleration A and this is time t. U, A, T. What you have to find? V. What is the relation among U, V, A and T we are having here now? This is the equation we are having. V equals to U plus AT. Solve for it. V equals to U plus AT. What is that? U is how much? 2 plus A is what? 4 into time is what? 10. How much will get? 40 plus 2. 42 meter per second will be its velocity after traveling for a time of 10 seconds. Just an example I have given where you need to make use of these equations. Why these equations are need of? For this purpose. Okay. So I told you rocket propulsion somewhere, right? If the rocket has been launched after certain time, right? So you need to find out its velocity or you need to find at what altitude it is. Then what you will do? Into this such a type of equation. I am not saying this is the equation for it, just an example I am giving. For rocket propulsion also such a kind of equation we have to derive. Likewise how we have derived now this equation, this we have derived it for a body which is moving with uniform acceleration only. There it may not be uniform acceleration, rocket propulsion. It may be some other value. How it is, that is different case that we have to study whenever it comes. We have to study that also in our syllabus. We have to study in the future, we will discuss that also. What they will do, for example, if you want to find the displacement, at what altitude or height the rocket is after you have launched it for 10 hours of time. 10 hours you know, they might be knowing the acceleration of the rocket, initial velocity of the rocket they are aware, then you can find out at what altitude. That's why that person sitting, they'll feed all these equations to the computer. So the computer will calculate all the inputs what you are going to give. Once if it is going to start, the time, starting time is known. It knows after what time, that 10 hours of time means automatically it will put some 10 hours over there and they'll just calculate for displacement how much it is, at what height. At that time what is the velocity of the rocket, if they want to know, they will put into this equation or they will put into this equation. After 10 hours what will be the velocity? This is the use of the kinematic equations. Not only kinematic equations, equations of motion of a body. Any body which is having certain kind of motion, your corresponding equation when you are going to write, what is the need or use in writing the equation is finding out various parameters. What various parameters? Displacement after certain time, at what height it is, velocity after certain time, what will be its velocity after traveling some displacement. We don't know sometimes how much time it has traveled, but we know it is at certain height or it is at certain distance we know. Then what will be its velocity? Displacement, what will be its velocity when it traveled displacement of its time we don't know. Then you have to make use of this equation. Okay. So I told you it is like a software which you have to install into your mind. See now tell me U, V, A, S and T. If T is not required with your calculations, then which is the equation to be considered? Relation with U, V, A and S is what? V square equals to U square plus 2AS. In your equation the problem what they have asked, V term they have not mentioned. You are not in need of V term. Then the equation corresponding to U, A, S and T. U, A, S and T is what? S equals to UT plus half AT square, which you have to remember. Sometimes displacement they have not given or not considered in your problem while solving. Then which equation? Relation with U, V, A and T is what? V equals to U plus AT, which you have to study with. Okay. So this is about how you have to make use of these kinematic equations while solving the problems for various parameters. Various parameters here are what? Known parameters U, V, A, S and T. How you have to solve with these parameters when you are studying for in kinematics, and all these equations are applicable only for body moving with uniform acceleration. Keep this point in mind. Uniform acceleration only for a body moving with uniform acceleration. You can write these equations. If the body is moving with non-uniform acceleration, this cannot be applicable at all. Keep it in mind. These are all worthy and valid only for a body moving with what? Uniform acceleration. And in the previous session itself, we have studied what is uniform acceleration. With an example also I have given. If it is not uniform acceleration, then these all kinematic equations are not going to be valid. Just have an idea of it. Now, one more equation which you have to study with. You just think of this second equation what we are having. What is that second equation we are having? S equals to ut plus half AT square. What is that? S equals to ut plus ut plus half at square. What is this actually? What does this gives? It just gives how much distance it traveled in a time of t seconds. Started with initial velocity u, moving with uniform acceleration a. Okay. So what is the displacement it traveled during this time interval? During this time, what is the displacement it traveled? How much it is? It traveled a displacement of s, for example. This gives in this time t, displacement is s. But I don't want the displacement in t seconds. I just want time only in the nth second. Or I will say like total time from here to here is, if it is some n, then what that equation will take this un plus half a n square, it will become, yes or no? This is time taken to travel for n seconds of time. If I say n is 10 seconds, then in 10 seconds it has traveled for s equals to what? U into 10 plus half a into 10 square. Instead of that, I want at a particular instant of time. What that particular instant of time? What is that particular instant of time? We'll see. What is that particular instant of time? Exactly at the third second I want, for example, or on the nth second. If you are observing, this is 0 seconds mark, this is 1 second, this is 2 seconds, this is 3 seconds. From here to here means n equals to 3. Okay, na? Third second means what? No? What is the meaning of third second? This is very important. Third means after 2 up to 3. This is what the interval for third second it travelled. This is third. First second means from 0 to 1. First second. Second second means what? From after 1 second completed. Up to what? 2 seconds after. That 1 second gap is there, no? That is what? Second second. Third second means 2 already completed, 2 seconds completed there. From 2, it is travelling for what? Third second. Means 1 second gap is there, right? That's what the third second is. 10th second if I mention, what is the meaning? From where to where the 10th second means? 10th second will be from 9 completed already, 9 seconds to 10 seconds, that 1 second gap is there, no, that is the 10th second. Don't think that 10 second is after 10 to up to 11. 10 to 11 is 11th. 9 completed it is already. 10th started from where? After completion of 9 till 10 is what? This is the 10th second. That's the meaning. Remember this what? Nth second when I am talking, it has completed n minus 1. It is moving towards what? N. So now you come back to the actual point. If I say 0 seconds it is, up to here it is n seconds. Then this 1 second, this is n seconds, no? Before that which second will be having? N minus 1 only, na? Then what do you call this second as now? Nth second. What do you call this second as? Nth second. Keep it in mind. This is what nth second is. Now what is the displacement covered during this nth second? In n seconds means un plus half a n square I can write from 0 to n. But in the nth second means how to solve for it? We'll see now. Take the heading as displacement covered by the body in the nth second. You can write it. You can make a note like displacement covered by the body in the nth second. Displacement in nth second. Displacement in nth second. Now see how to find this displacement in nth second. How to solve for this one now. Nth second means what now? Distance travelled. I'll say this is 0, this is n, and this is what? Sn I'll say. Sn means distance travelled from 0 to n. And somewhere here n minus 1 mark is there, right? And this is what? Distance travelled in n minus 1. And then what is this one then? This will be equals to s nth. This is what we need to supposed to find out. What is the value of Sn means? U into n plus started from initial velocity u. Remember this point. Un plus half a n square. This is the distance travelled in n seconds. Sn minus 1 means what? Sn minus 1 means this is Sn minus 1 will be equals to u into n minus 1. Substitute for time, that's all. What is the time? N minus 1. U into n minus 1 plus half into a into n minus 1 whole square. If I want to find this Snth, what we need to do now? Total Sn minus Sn minus 1. What is that? Therefore, Snth value will be equals to Sn minus Sn minus 1. Substitute the values now. Sn means what? Un plus half an square minus half. Snth means what? Un minus 1. This is u into n minus 1 plus half into a into n minus 1 whole square. This one. Now further simplifications here now. Un plus half an square minus, see, I'll elaborately write here once again. Snth equals to, this is un plus, visible, un plus half an square minus half. I'll elaborate this particular term here. What you will get? U minus un minus into minus plus u plus a by 2 into, this is n minus 1 whole square. N minus 1 whole square means n square minus 2n plus 1. This one. In this I have written here. Hope you are getting? Yeah. Right. Then finally, if you write for this value, say I will cancel here itself. Minus un plus un, they will get cancelled. I think minus un plus un, they will minus into minus. Plus we have written here, no, minus into minus plus, then here it is minus into plus, minus into a by 2 into, this is n square minus 2n plus 1. Further simplification of this, straight away I will write here, u plus a into n minus 1 by 2 will get. You just simplify the final relation, you will end up with Snth equals to u plus a into n minus 1 by 2. Small mathematical simplification you have to do it. What is the term we have end up with? Snth equals to what? U plus a into n minus 1 by 2. U plus a into n minus 1 by 2. This is what the equation which you have to do with. Snth equals to what? U plus a into n minus. This is equation corresponding to displacement of the particle in the nth second of time. In the nth second, how much is the displacement it covered? Will be equals to what? U plus simplification. Snth, we have substituted for Sn and Sn minus 1, right? The terms which are going to be getting cancelled, let them be. And remaining terms, if you finally rewrite this relation, u is left out here. See, minus a by 2 into n square minus n square you will get minus a by 2 into n square plus a by 2 into n square, they will get cancelled, and a by 2 into minus 2n, 2 gets cancelled, minus 2a you will get here, minus 2n, and minus 1 you will get. So minus 2n minus 1, if you take that calculation, if you do that, finally you will end up with Snth equals to what? U plus a into n minus 1 by 2. This is the final equation what you will get. You add this equation even for a body which is moving with uniform acceleration. For all uniform accelerated bodies, 4 equations finally you have to remember with in this session what we have studied. One is V equals to U plus AT, S equals to UT plus half AT square, V square equals to U square plus 2As, and the 4th equation is what? Snth equals to U plus A into n minus 1 by 2. These 4 equations you have to remember for a body which is moving with uniform acceleration. So with this session, I hope you have you have learned with all these kinematic equations. First we have derived them graphically, and then using some graphical equations, whatever you got, first 2 equations, V equals to U plus AT and S equals to U plus UT plus half AT square. From that we have derived V square equals to U square plus 2As, and then finally we ended up with this relation Snth equals to U plus A into n minus 1 by 2. And in the coming sessions, we will see how you need to make use of these kinematic equations we have studied. So how you need to solve for the problems using these kinematic equations, that we will study in the next session. For this session, I am going to wind up here. We will see the remaining in the next session there. Fine. Thank you.